Good afternoon, everybody. Myself, social worker Habib Rahman, welcome you today to this Community Talks interactive session, an exclusive interview with Ms. Tanu from India. She is Honorable Director and Director of Healthcare, Comprehensive Healthcare. So let me introduce Ms. Tanu today with me. Hi, Tanu. How are you?
Hi, Mr. Rahman. I'm good. I hope you're doing
Yeah,
good
good.
as well.
Thank you. Good to see you. Actually, long time we have been talking each other, but because of your very tough and tricky schedule of work, you cannot manage time. And I'm very happy today to have you here. And how are you? I mean, you and your family currently during this
All
pandemic.
good, all good. By the grace of God, all good till now. Yeah, and thank you so much for
Very good.
inviting me for this session. And I really
Uh,
appreciate the kind of work you're doing for community health. So amazing work.
Thank you. Thank you. We're very delighted to have you here today with this community talk series. This is basically a sharing platform. You might see we have been hosting this series of talk over the pandemic just to share and care process to mitigate some indirectly some stress of the people and we are very happy that you are interested. You allow me to invite you to share some thoughts on stress, critical thinking, and communication. This is actually today's topic is. And before going to that session topic today, I love to know from you what is the COVID situation around you in India. Okay, how it's going on there.
Yeah, it's getting better. During the second wave, we have seen many people losing their lives, people losing their jobs. But now things are getting better, and hopefully, people are getting vaccinated. The fear of getting, vaccinated is getting reduced. So most of the people are getting vaccinated, and we are trying to prevent the third wave. Hopefully,
Yeah. Situation in Bangladesh is almost same. This is peak time we are currently facing, and every day so far the death rate is death number is more than 200 each day, every day, and infection rate is for more than 20%, 22, 23, 4, 6, up to 30% regular rate. So it's still alarming. And vaccination, it's rapidly going on. Government has taken drastic initiative to cover vaccination uh, up to at least a bigger percentage of people. But the thing is, so far I could gaze and I could observe that not only in our side, around the world, across the world, people are not in a parallel or like previous direction. They are in a haphazard mode. They don't find their destination where it should be or where they should reach, and always they're passing their days and time through some stress, that is mental stress that we always think. And as an expert of this area, if I love to know from you, what do you think about stress actually, if you say a few words on this.
so in short, if I can say that it is nothing but a state of mind. Can we see stress? Can we see stress around us? Is it visible from the naked eyes? I don't think so. So it is there in our thoughts. It is our body's inabilities which makes us vulnerable to deal effectively in a particular situation. So if I ask you, for example, can you please stand on your one foot for a minute? You might be able to do that. And if I request you, can Mr. Rahman, can you please stand for me for your on your one foot for 5 minutes? You can say, okay, I will try, but how does it make a sense? But then again, I request you, can you please stand on your one foot for a month or so? Will it be possible for you? Where can we find you then? If I insist you to do this activity, so where can we find you? What will happen to you? So it is
Yeah.
basically, it normally says that stress happens in mind. We never relate it with our body. For example,
Mhm.
again, when you feel sad, what happens? The tears will come out from your eyes. What is that tear? It's a water. So you think of something, the thought comes out, and it actually translates in your uh, am I
Yeah,
audible?
you were on. Yeah, you,
Because
yes, you
I
carry on.
can. Oh, yeah,
You
because I
carry
thought
on.
I might
Just
lost you.
hearing you on the same
Yes.
screen alone. Yeah.
All
All
right,
right.
right, right. So it's a deeper connection between our thoughts, our mind, and our human body and the physical reactions. So basically, we have thousands of stresses all around us. People who are getting married are stressed. People who are not getting married are actually stressed. Having children or not having children, losing their jobs is a biggest stress nowadays. But at the same time, who have the job are unable to deal with the deadlines and the pressure. So stress is always there. The thing is how you are going to cope with it, how we are going to manage with it. So that is a trick. And during this
So
pandemic, I
yeah,
guess we all are suffering with this anxiety,
actually,
depression, and yeah.
that is my perception also, because when I meet with my friends, those who have kids, wife, family, nice family, they are in stress, right? When somebody is single, he or she is in stress, children is in stress, and elderly is, so everybody has some stress in different level due to different reasons. So it's kind of intrinsic, might be, or incline in personality. But my question is, actually, I'm just thinking, what should I ask you? I planned some questions to know that is stress always bad, or how we feel stress, or people feel stress, and how stress impact on people life. These all are actually mingled questions together.
Right,
How do you
absolutely.
think about this?
Right. So, for example, if I have an exam tomorrow and I'm so
Hmm.
chilled out, I don't think about it, okay? I
Right.
am superb, I'm super intelligent, I can give my exam without even studying, without even attending my classes. Then what will happen? I'm going to definitely fail. So some kind of some amount of stress is definitely important and good, which is called a eustress. Eustress
Hmm.
is a positive stress, which actually motivates us to, to be ambitious in life, to bring some positive change. For example, this COVID thing is happening all over the world, right?
Hmm.
And definitely, we're not supposed to panic. We should not be anxious. We are the ones who is going to be die. I'm going to be die because of COVID. But yes, at the same time, we need to have a little stress, a positive stress, so that we can go for our vaccination. We
Right.
should also follow the COVID appropriate protocol. If we have no stresses at all, that nothing will happen to me, then what will happen? Definitely, I might get affected with this infection, with this virus. So some amount of stress is also important, but how it is getting, how it affects our life in general, or is it affecting us chronically? Then it's a problem. And nowadays, one
True.
more big stress is coming up. Forget about the studies and health, the social media. How come my
Hmm.
friend is having more followers or more likes or comments on Facebook or Instagram? So this is again causing a bigger stress, and we have created a false image in our mind that if somebody said something to me, something wrong, something bad related to my caste, my religion, my color, my education, my family, whatever, because I'm associated with my thought, so nobody has right to say anything. Okay,
Correct.
that again causes a bigger stress, which in turns lead to sometimes anger, sometimes depression,
Hmm.
sometimes sadness, sometimes violence. So we
True.
need to be very cautious and mindful what is going on inside our head.
So, to know, just may I interrupt you in this point, that two concept, just two words or three other words, like communication and
Yes.
critical thinking. So,
Right.
how do you think that communication and critical thinking can help people to cope up or to minimize stress in their personal life and professional life in workplace? Actually, how do you communicate these three terms together?
Basically, these are two written words when we talk about critical thinking or communication. But in practice, it's actually two sides of the same coin. Without critical thinking, without analytical thinking, without having emotional intelligence or having the ability to take decisions, you are unable to communicate. For instance, uh, somebody wants to say something bad to you, right, at your workplace. Then how you are going to respond? Are you going to give a little pause so that you can, have a thought that am I going to use my rational versus emotional response? Again, I would like to give an example here. Somebody is cooking in the kitchen. What happens if by mistake, if we touch the hot vessel, there is a possibility to get burned or to get hurt, right? So that moment, what happens? We use our rational response, a reflex action. But the same thing, happens, when you are having, when somebody said something bad to you at your workplace or in your family, then if you similarly use your rational response, because somebody said bad to me, so I am supposed to give it back to them. So what will happen? Again, it will cause more stress in your life. So you need to use your critical thinking to avoid some kind of conflict, which can only be possible if you use your communication skills. And here I'm not talking about any language, English, Hindi, or any other language. We need to be considerate enough, regarding the audience or the receiver, and your body language, your
Yeah,
gestures, your eye contacts makes a difference. So you need
that's
to be
great.
very, very conscious while communicating. We normally talk, we don't communicate.
Yeah, yeah,
And
that's a
we just talk. There's a difference.
huge
We just
difference.
talk. We hardly listen to people. We love to react. We react, we never respond. If you want to
And this
respond,
time, just I'd love to add a point here that this time during technology, and especially pandemic, it creates a huge pressure mentally, but they are diverted somehow, because when we are talking to somebody or love to communicate somebody, not talking only, we found like our kids even they're just posting and just suppressing their different channels in their mobile phone tab and laptop, and very
right,
occasionally they just see their parents to talk to them or communicate them, they're just keeping their head down and say only, just responding, not communicating. That's the thing we find. So do you suggest any specific points how people can cope up uh, through communication and I mean the critical thinking, reducing their mental stress this time, pandemic time, Tanu?
absolutely, absolutely. You have mentioned very rightly that nowadays our kids are getting engaged with the gadgets and technology a lot, and leaving, the traditional ways of communicating with people. But who's at fault right now? I think we, being parents, we understand that we are busy doing our work from home, but this is not the fault of our children or elderlies, or even we need to give some time to each other. So when we talk about stress management, three things are very important, I suppose. First is, we call it a ABC strategy: awareness. We need to be aware that we are going under certain stress. If we are
Hmm.
not aware, we need to be aware that we are going under certain stress. For example, during this pandemic, my appetite is going down. I'm unable to sleep at night. You can call it insomnia, right?
Hmm.
I don't want to talk to my friends. So these
Right.
things happen. So you need to be aware regarding certain symptoms. If you are aware about the symptoms, sometimes we are being ignorant about our body itself.
Hmm.
So you need to be aware something is going on in a head or maybe in a body. So it might affect your, sometimes you may feel palpitations, some respiratory disorder, hypertension, diabetes, or many other illness as well. Something happens like this, then you need to be cautious. B, balance. When we talk about critical thinking or communication, you need to maintain a thin line balance between, among the four wheels. For example, if you're driving a car and if you just take out one wheel of the car, would you be able to drive it? No, that's not possible. So you need to maintain a balance among the four wheels. That wheels can be your family, your social life, your personal life, and your professional life. So you have to definitely maintain the time management. So if you maintain that, then definitely you are going to spend or give equal time to all the wheels of your, or maybe you can balance your life. Normally, people say that I'm unable to maintain a balance between both. And in fact, I remember many patients when I was in the hospital, many patients and my clients used to ask me, have you ever seen a person who's not having any stress in life? Then I replied, have you ever seen a person who enters a swimming pool and is not getting wet? So it is definitely not possible. When you take a bath, things will come up. You might like something. You'll sometimes it's a roller coaster ride basically. And I was talking about the ABC strategy. So A is awareness, B is balance, and C is control. Definitely, we cannot control the things around us. We cannot control COVID-19, but definitely we can control how we are going to respond. Are we going to follow the COVID appropriate protocol or the behavior? Then definitely we can save ourselves. We cannot say that we cannot prevent it from this virus. We can. If we are masking, if we're doing proper masking or doing the sanitization, everything, definitely we can prevent this. So it's up to us
Yeah.
how we are going to use our faculty, emotional faculty. So emotional intelligence again plays a very biggest role. And I guess till now, across the globe, I think not in India, Bangladesh, otherwise in first world countries as well, we always focus about the academic education. We are not considerate about the life skills or the value education. That is again very important. We should start this from the childhood. Like we always want our children either to be a doctor or to go in a space, but how many of us are actually encouraging our children, how you are going to deal with the failure or the stress in your life, how to cope with it? We never teach them. So that is our
So just
fault.
I would love to stop you right this point. You will continue after. So,
Sure.
there are so many pressures. Pandemic itself a pandemic, and there is some thoughts like shadow pandemic, some problem
Right.
within the problem that's been created
Right.
over the years, last year. And how can we control and handle our over pressure, because many of the people, they lost their job already, they're seeking job, not getting job, their salary have cut, right? But their children, they're just studying, continuing school, they have to spend similar amount of money, expense their lifestyle, livelihood. So expense are same, but income is half sometime for most of the people, many cases. So there is a question how we can handle, properly handle pressure that actually make a stressful situation. Just one or two points you can add with this. You can continue, please.
Right. Very rightly, you mentioned about the expenses, the finances. I mean, people are
Right.
losing their jobs during this pandemic. But we also should think that, we have increased, or we have, for example, right now I'm having a small car.
Mhm.
My life is going to be, I'm having a small car, or I'm living in a small house. I'm not saying it's bad to be ambitious in life, but am I able to handle this? Do I have a saving? For example, if I'm getting around 50K or 90K per month, and this pandemic happened 2 years back only in 2019, but before that I think I was able to save some finances for this kind of thing, for not disaster but any kind of crisis can happen at any time right now, because this coronavirus is happening within a very short span. So we talk about coronavirus a lot, but before that
Yeah.
as well, after coronavirus as well, we should be considerate regarding our future. Are we going to save something for our future? So you need to use your emotional faculty, your emotional intelligence will come. Definitely you need to adjust. Sometimes we say that we need to compromise, we need to adjust. But if you're healthy, if you're alive, then you can definitely earn more money. So
True.
keep your
True.
concentration on your physical and mental health at present. Whatever finances are available to you, try to adjust with that and definitely be ambitious. You can, if you're healthy, you can earn more.
Very good. So balancing the situation, but context, it's very important that you mention with
Exactly. Actually,
awareness and care
problem,
and be
why
yes.
when we talk about finances, why this problem comes? Because we always compare ourselves with others. I'm losing my car, I'm losing my big house. What will happen if you lose your big house? You have something to survive. Look at the people who have the biggest house, the biggest car, but they're no more. So you should be grateful, you should have a gratitude that you are alive, you're healthy, you can earn
Yeah.
more.
But sometimes, problem is you might read the message in Facebook that I share in my personal life. Last month, my laptop actually from me in the daytime it was snatched by someone miscreants, and laptop means laptop. My everything is there, and
I
after
know,
that
I've seen that
this
post.
month when I was just searching for anything, I just missed it. Nothing is there, totally collapsed. And the pen drive that has some documents from the computer, my laptop, it was on that same bag of the laptop. So nothing remaining with me. And because of my controlled emotion, I am still good, sound. Otherwise, it was very tough because
Absolutely.
uh,
Absolutely.
huge loss from that laptop.
Absolutely.
So
So
before
we have
coming
started.
to
Yeah,
yeah,
so we have
no,
started with
no,
this one activity, stand on one foot. So, like you have given example of losing a laptop or something very precious to you, right?
precious.
So,
Yeah.
for certain time, it is okay. But if you keep on thinking about the same, oh my God, I've lost my laptop. I've lost my laptop once, twice, thrice, a week, a
It's
month, or an year. Then what will happen? Your cortisol level will definitely goes up,
correct.
right?
So no, next 10 minutes we are on live. So before coming to my last questions, I love to know about your written books. You have written few books and closely
Correct.
related to this area. So may I request you to say a few words within 2-3 minutes about your books for us?
Sure, sure. So till now, I have written 5 books on different
Mhm.
aspects of life. One is on child safety. Being a mother,
Right.
I was actually curious, and really love to know that how to take care of your children at home or maybe outside.
Excellent. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so I've
Very
written a book.
sensitive. Okay.
Right. I have written a book on child safety, prevention, and
Mhm.
management of childhood dangers, which
Very good.
covers all the aspects inside and outside home safety, yours, good touch, bad touch, and what measures we need to take when they go
Mhm.
outside, or maybe in school, neighborhood, and regarding the internet safety. So my
Very good.
other books are on life skills and soft skills. As we mentioned, that dealing with stress, anxiety, anger, or maybe nowadays we all are working from home. So it again causes a lot of technical and other human related pressures as well. So to deal with that, I've dedicated this book on life skills and soft skills training.
Excellent.
And
So how people can get that book? How we
it is
can collect
available,
the book?
yeah, it is available on all the books are available on Amazon, so you can get that. And my other two books are on one is on case records in social work.
Excellent.
Yeah,
We love
and
it.
because yeah, because I've been handling many cases in different settings, so I thought, why not to translate this in writing. And the other one is on medical social work practice in India, how it
Um,
emerged, and what are the new roles and challenges the medical social workers are facing in India. So
Excellent, excellent. You might know I'm a social worker, and I have been fighting with my colleagues, my teachers, that how social work might be professionalized in our country, because still it's left behind, because
right,
it has been taught over 7 decades, but social work still not been recognized as a profession. So that is my challenge actually. I took it. And before going to the last part of our session, actually this is 30 minutes talk. Already we are 27 minutes. So I'm very happy. I'm very delighted to have you here, and we suggest our audience to have your book, because all 5 books are very relevant with the people to be self-motivated, startup, and self-stipulated, having life skills, emotional intelligence, soft skill, and especially for the mothers, how to care the babies at home. Excellent book.
right.
These all are. And my last question from the audience side and from my side is, this time during this pandemic, though we are trying to cope up with some mechanisms, some strategies with this depression, frustration, right? And tension sometime, but after that, we cannot control. We become overwhelmed and uncontrolled, especially
Yeah,
the teenagers, especially the children. They commit suicide when they become uncontrolled in terms of emotions. So during pandemic, how we can, or you can suggest our children and the youngsters, young generations, those having comparatively uncontrolled emotions, to cope up with this pandemic crisis and reduce their
right.
stress.
Yeah, so
Thank you.
first thing I would love to suggest that talk to someone, talk to your loved ones. And if you find that nobody is going to listen to you, then do take a professional help. There is no shame talking to your problem, talking to someone regarding your problems, your concerns and worries. Whether you're a child or an adult, doesn't matter. Being an adult, we think that okay, I can keep it to myself, I can handle it. But better to talk initially, when things get worse. So I always suggest, do talk to someone you trust, you love, or maybe later on you can definitely take a professional help. And always try to limit your exposure for the negative things, either on social media or news channels, whatever it is. Maximum times nowadays, children, adolescent, or teenagers, or being adults, nowadays we spend most of the time on social media. So sometimes it's good, we definitely good exposure, but we need to be mindful that you should not grab something bad which actually affect your mental health. Like I've mentioned, the followers and the likes and the comments, what happens nowadays, a notification will come, so it affects your
Yeah.
mind. Oh my god, I put a picture on Facebook or Insta, how many likes I've got? Or maybe if one of my friend has not commented on that, oh, then I am going to be
It's
very
true. It's
sad.
true. Yeah.
It will affect, it will actually take my days and nights. Why my friend or my colleague or my, somebody close to me has not wished me on my birthday on Facebook or
Yeah.
Instagram.
Yeah.
Firstly,
That is the
he or
big
she might have
concern.
called. Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, that is the thing, and do get involved in humor, not the rumor.
Correct.
but you need to understand that don't be part of unnecessarily don't make jest of anyone, but yes, somebody who's enjoying it. So you need to be involved with some kind of positive humor, not the humor I'm saying. So it might cause again a stress to someone. And time management, I guess, is a biggest strategy to deal with your day-to-day life chaos. And you can maintain, definitely you can manage or maintain the work life balance as well, and especially children as
Excellent.
well.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So the bottom line thought is that you mentioned, I'm confirm and I'm agreeing with this, that is share and care and listening first, right? Those who are
Absolutely.
parents, their duty is to take care of their children, especially adolescent and children, just to listen to them, right? Because
Right.
most of the time with the parents, especially working parents, they are busy at office. When they come back home, they are still busy with their laptop and cell phone tabs, so they
Absolutely.
don't find much time to share, to take care of their babies, talking to them. So sharing is very important. And this time there are so many alternatives in the virtual media. We are passing time on this but not getting any pure thing that might be actually helpful for our life in most of the cases, that we should say. So there are so many thoughtful ideas you generate today through this, and I'd be happy to invite you again, especially on your books, how to take care of babies, right? And soft skills, life skills, because we have to live with the pandemic. And after this, we might face so many crises ever in life, but we have to survive, just adopting the life skills, soft skills, and strategies to survive till death. So, Tono, happy to be meeting you here. Do you have
Same
anything to
here.
ask me, or we should conclude this session right now?
Yeah, I
You
would like to
last.
thank you. I would like to thank you for inviting me here, and it's actually a wonderful opportunity to be part of this wonderful talk show. Thank you so
That's
much.
great.
Would love to be here again for sure.
Excellent, Tanu. Happy to meet you again and hope to see you again soon. So stay safe, stay tuned. Thank you.
You too.
Thanks a lot.
Take care. Thank you.
And
Thank you so much.
greetings to all friends, those who are watching this video and will be watching, because I mentioned earlier that Community Talks is such a platform of CSWPD Foundation that I lead as a founding president, Community Social Work Practice and Development Foundation. We have been hosting Community Talks over the pandemic, but because of we do believe sharing is caring. So through your talks, hopefully many people will be cared for their life. And our wishes, both of our greetings and wishes to all of you. Hope to see you again in next episode, next any other session. Thanks, Tunu, and thank you everybody for watching this.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Stay healthy.
Bye
Stay
now.
safe. Thank you.
Stay
Bye.
healthy. Thank you.